Some homeowners here in BC were sent a letter warning of a recent provincial Supreme Court decision involving a First Nation and the effect it could have on their property rights. In August, BC Supreme Court ruled Cowichan Tribes have the right to 7.5 square kilometres of land in Richmond, a suburb of Vancouver, saying historical land titles granted by the government were invalid. Justin McElroy is keeping up to date on this story and joins us now. And what do we know about these letters?
Yeah, basically the City of Richmond has been hearing from a lot of people that are either affected in this area where Aboriginal title have been granted or in the original claim by the Cowichan Tribes and wondering what could happen next. Now, it's important to realize that in this Supreme Court ruling, it doesn't deal with private landowners. It says that land that is city or government owned is now invalid. But for private landowners, they say that still exists, but Aboriginal title also is there at the same time and calls on the government to work with the Cowichan Tribes to figure out what this means going forward. Well, the Mayor of Richmond, Malcolm Brodie, says that leaves a lot of unanswered questions. He wants to hold an informational session on Tuesday to give people some facts of what they do know at this time, but he says he's worried that Aboriginal title and private land ownership may not be able to coexist.
As we go through an appeal for a couple of years and then on to the Supreme Court of Canada for a few more years, those parcels are essentially frozen. I can say that if you were looking for a piece of property, looking for a home, you would not consider buying a property where you knew that there was not only fee simple title, but also a declaration of Aboriginal title against that land. The situation has to be clarified.
So he's hoping that some clarification will come at some point in time. In the meantime, this meeting is going to happen. They'll hear from people. But in terms of what answers the city can give at this point, because of how expansive the ruling is and because of how it's up to governments to negotiate for what happens going forward, not private landowners, there's not a heck of a lot that they're going to be able to say. And it means that some of these concerns that we've been hearing about what comes next are going to be in place for some time.
So this was a decision by the BC Supreme Court, a bit of a misnomer. It's not the highest court in BC, much less in the country. Where do things go from here?
Well, that's right. We now are going to have this decision go to BC Court of Appeal. All 7 groups in this case, from the Cowichan Tribe to the City of Richmond to the BC government to other First Nations that have argued competing claims for that land, have said that they plan to file for appeal. That hasn't happened yet. Of course, when that does, that'll take some time. Then that will likely go to the Canadian Supreme Court as well. So there's going to be a long time for this. In the interim, Premier David Eby says that they're working hard to get their appeal case actually in front of judges and says that he agrees with the mayor that clarity is needed soon.
Okay, Justin.
Share the concern of Mayor Brodie about the implications of this decision. It's a big deal. And it's crucial for our economy, for just the basic economics of a family, that people understand their private property rights. It's the basis of how things work in the province. So clarity and resolution is urgently needed. And yes, in the appeal, of course, we are arguing to defend those private property rights of those homeowners.
He says it's urgently needed. This original case took 11 years to get to this point, many more years to happen. The difference between what provinces consider urgent and the legal parts of Canada, very different sometimes. So again, interesting to see whether the province and other groups try to accelerate some sort of clarity here or whether people possibly impacted by this are going to have questions for a long time.
I thanked you prematurely. Thank you now.
Thank you.